Okay, well, we spent the night there in Hyden at the caravan park, right at the rock. And now it's 8:15 and we're heading towards the Hyden Norseman Road. And we're going to make camp, hopefully, at a place called the Breakaways. They must have had, well, I know they had rain fairly recently, over the last few months here, because when you look off to the left you can actually see it at the side of the road. There's a real green pick here, and when I left Hyden there were huge expanses of water lying on either side of the road, so obviously they've had enough rain. I know it was flooded out at Rawlinna, but that's quite a few hundred k's away from here, but that rain must have extended all this way down here. This road is paved for a certain section, and then we get onto a gravel road which runs for about 200 k's into Norseman, but I haven't struck it yet, so it'll be a first for me. Apparently from this point it's 276 to Norseman. I got 3/4 of a tank of fuel, so there's no problem with that, and I also have 38 litres in the back. Like a farmer going to do some fencing. I understood this was going to be a gravel road, but I've been on it for quite a few k's so far, and no gravel has turned up, but I'm sure it will. Well, like I said, it's turned to a gravel road, and I think that's the end of the bitumen for a couple of hundred k's now. a sign that says this is the, or close to the Flying Fox mine, which probably accounts for the fact that these roads are in pretty good condition, considering that they're in the Outback and not much traffic on them, except for mining vehicles probably. As you can see, there is power lines going right across, so all this country is obviously going to get opened up at some stage. Road's in pretty good condition actually. Look right here, is this a piece of gravel we're coming onto now? Bitumen. Look at that. Oh wow. Now there's a sign. Comic boy. What does that mean? That must be another mine. Crikey, there's roads everywhere out here. Oh, too good to be true. They paved the intersections. Okay, well, as you can see, I'm still driving, and this road is pretty good. We just passed that previous scene. We passed an intersection which was paved, a number of different lines, and I have, well, looking at one of my GPSs here, I should arrive at my destination and in about 2 hours and 52 minutes, which is a fair distance. I mean, well, I think it was only 137 from Hyden, and this road is pretty damn good, as you can probably see from, I'm not bouncing around an awful lot, and I'm doing 100 k's at 2,200 revs. So country is pretty uninteresting, except, well, it's woodland. I can't say it's uninteresting, of course it's interesting. Anyway, I'm waffling on, so I'll cut this short for a minute. Actually, I just looked at my iPad thing and my destination is only 38 kilometres away apparently, and it's only 20 past 9. And I just passed a sign that said that Norseman is 196. So obviously this GPS, which I thought I programmed to take me to the Breakaways, is actually going to take me to Norseman, because that's at 2 hours and 50 minutes. That would be about the 196 mark, I'd say. So I'm closer than I thought. Crikey. This road actually reminds me of the Great Central Road in some respects. A, because I'm travelling east, and I hope it's coming out okay on the GoPro. That's one of the disadvantages of travelling east in the morning, or towards the east. It's you get the sun shining into the camera. But yeah, this road's in pretty good condition. It is a road train route, and here's one coming, so we'll slow down so as I don't get another crack in my windscreen. It's a cattle truck. Or maybe it's a sheep transporter for live sheep. I read yesterday that Albanese, the Prime Minister's put the kibosh on the live sheep trade, and there's a lot of WA sheep farmers who are very unhappy with Mr. Albanese pandering to the woke brigade. Well, I was just passing along the road and I come across a little picnic area which I'm going to sit down and have a cup of coffee. Here's the beast. And I'm in the Shire of Condon on one side, and then I step over here and I'm now in the Shire of Dundas. So there we go. Look at that. Well, I'm only 20 k's or something from my destination. Cheers, Ryan. Coffee. I've still got a jumper on, as you might notice. It's quite chilly out here actually, and I didn't get a great sleep last night because I need first night out on the road again, and you sort of lose a little bit of your expertise, if you like. I'm just putting the lens cap on there because it's knocking. And I do have a little blow up mattress in the back of the ute which I didn't use last night, and the mattress that's in the rooftop tent is only 2 inches thick and not really that great. So tonight I've got my 12-volt pump and I'll pump it up. The little mattress that I have, it's actually a sleeping pad that I bought for my stretcher tent and used over at Ryan's place when I had to use the stretcher tent, and I'll try that tonight. So anyway, my thermos was leaking, it's spilt a little bit, and that's not a great loss. And here I am in this nice little parking area on the Norseman Hyden Road, or Hyden Norseman Road, whichever way you want to call it. Beautiful. And I notice there's signs here that say they put poison down for wild dogs, so I better be careful of dingoes. Okay, bye just left our little coffee spot, and now we're heading to the Breakaways, which is only about 20 k's apparently. Here's a sign that says the Shire of Dundas. Welcome to Ngaju country. Now, I didn't drop my tyre pressures, nor am I in four-wheel drive, because up to this stage I haven't felt it necessary. So we'll continue on and see how it goes. Seems fine to me, but it's getting warm now. I just took my jumper off. And there it is, the vista stretched out before us. Beautiful. K's to my turn-off, apparently. I just reprogrammed the Garmin GPS with the coordinates, so hopefully they will take me there. Another vehicle coming the opposite way. I'm now 7.5 k's apparently from the Breakaways. Moving, or are they stopped? I think they're stopped. Okay, guys. All right. All right, buddy. Flat tyre. On the trailer. Ah, what? Or was it on the trailer? I think it was. We had it disconnected anyway. Anyway. Well, apparently I'm 750 metres from a turn-off. Oh, there's a sign. Show me a sign. Yeah, the sign is pointing one way. Okay. The Breakaways. So this is the camping site. Okay. I assumed that it was on the other side. Okay. Now, we shall read a sign. Please, no open fires, total fire ban. March 31st it ends. There's a fireplace pit. Let's go and have a look around. Welcome to the Breakaways. Now, I guess there's a campsite there. What else have we got? There's a toilet on the way over the other side. Been a bit boggy at times. I reckon there's enough area anyway to camp in. That's not going to go too far. We'll walk over there later. I want to have a look at the toilet. Somebody did say on a review to bring your own toilet, which I have done, which sort of says the existing one might be a bit crap, literally. I might just stop here a minute, go and check out that toilet, and I'll be back. For a start, we'll just... This was the toilet that somebody was... Well, I don't think they complained about, but they probably weren't used to it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a long drop dunny. Crikey! Now, we're going to have a little wander around. See what this is all about. Well, this is pretty neat, spectacular. I did check out the toilet. Somebody did say bring your own, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's clean. It's a long drop. But have a look at this. This is the Breakaways. And I'll bet they're even more spectacular in the sunset. But the flies are a killer. Well, we'll have a little wander around. As you can see, I've come prepared. I've got my fly net on. And, by crikey, you need it. Now, somebody did say that bring some insect repellent, and of course, that went right out of my mind. But anyway, this is quite spectacular. We'll do a tour. I'll do a little spin round. You can see in the distance the beast and the green toilet, and all, I'm assuming all around these areas, are the camping spots. Now, I'm probably being a bit naughty because where my car is not really a designated camping spot. Well, I don't think it is, but there's a picnic table there. And there's another one here. But this is a slopey ground. Slopey? It's pretty spectacular. Look at the pinks. Beautiful. These are a geological formation, apparently, a fault or something. I can never be bothered reading about how these things are formed. Let's just say it was a long time ago, and we're reaping the benefits of being able to look at them. Now, I'll turn this off for a tick because I don't like these scenes to be too long for editing purposes. Pretty spectacular, isn't it? It looks like sandstone. Is it sandstone? I don't know. All you geologists out there, all you experts, you can determine what they are. That looks like how wave rock was formed. Water. You see the curve. Over many eons, of course. Listen to the expert. What an idiot. I hate to go on, but this is what will kill camping for people in Australia. Here we have somebody who's gone to all the trouble of building this rock fireplace, right? And within 10 metres is a concrete emplacement. Oh, that wasn't good enough for them. Now, what's wrong with you people out there? Anybody who's watching this video, for God's sake, do the right thing, because you're ruining it for everybody else when you do this. End of rant. So now I'll walk down here, now that I have surveyed the lay of the land, so to speak. There is a campsite back up there, which, although it's on a slope, it might actually suit me better. Although, having said that, I mean, that's almost perfect. There's a fireplace there. I've got a table for later. I can bring my little annex thing out there, and even if I wanted to, put that awning out. And it's close enough to the toilet. One lady who did a review, I now recognise where she took her photo from, and it's here. This is a little alcove in the rocks. I'm half expecting to see some Aboriginal rock art, but I don't think there is. I tried to calibrate the compass on my phone just a few minutes ago to try and determine which way the sun is going, because I've lost track of my direction now. But as the day progresses, we'll find out. Isn't this beautiful? Eerie, but beautiful. I love this country. I really love Australia. Or this part of it anyway. I'd forgotten how bad the flies could be out here in the outback. I'm absolutely getting, I won't say eaten alive, but they just buzz around, and there are literally thousands of them. It's really unpleasant. I had to have some lunch trying to eat under this net, and I've left a cup of coffee over at where I parked the car, because I couldn't drink it. Every time I went to take a mouthful, half a dozen flies were competing with me. Ah, the flies are shocking. Anyway, I thought I'd have a walk and around here just to see if there are any areas where the flies maybe aren't as bad, but there's none. They're all around everywhere. Apparently, these gum trees here are called Eucalyptus sheathiana, or a ribbon gum, and they shed their bark, particularly at this time of year apparently, in these long strings which you can see on the trees. They're amazing. And so I've obviously come here at the right time to actually watch this phenomenon. And other eucalypts that strip include salmon gums, merit, several gimlet species, Dundas mahogany and the Goldfields white gum. But few can compete with the ballet-like show put on by the aptly named river gum. Ribbon gum, not river gum. Ribbon, look at that. And it's funny because I was sitting on my chair with my back to the beast, trying to drink that coffee. And I could hear this rustling sound, and I thought there were people walking behind me. And it's these ribbons of bark. Aren't they amazing? Absolutely wonderful. Apparently there are also estimated to be 65 individual species of birds here, counted over the years between 1998 and 20,000, whatever. And they estimate that there's over 65 species of birds. Strangely enough, I haven't seen any or heard any yet, but I'm sure they're there. And another little geology lesson that I just learnt, as I was saying earlier, probably caused by erosion, and this is what does happen. These rocks, the granite outcrop that you see at the very top is overlaid, it goes on top of this sort of sandstone or laterite or whatever they call it, and over the eons the rains and the water have eroded the underlying structure, which leaves these wonderful colours, and also it leaves the granite, because the granite isn't affected by the water. I wouldn't like to stand underneath that just in case. And I did check out the map of the camping area, and within these poles it is okay to camp, so I'm not breaking any rules or anything by camping here where I am, and other people have camped here before. Right over in that far direction over there is a restricted area because they're trying to rehabilitate the bush apparently. But as long as you do the right thing, nobody is really going to be too perturbed. And as I say, people have actually camped here, and they have put fireplaces and what have you here, so everything is hunky-dory. Years ago I picked up one of these. It's a 14-watt solar charger, and it is a real little ripper. I've just got it. I've got my 2 GoPro batteries here plugged in, and you can see they're actually charging. They've got the yellow lights on, but it's a little ripper. I just charged the other GoPro with it, and it only took about an hour and a half, and it's fully charged. Brilliant. Well, I've set up my camp, and like all good things, they never last because other people have just driven in. 2, a caravan and a camper. So I won't have the place to myself much as I thought. Anyway, so be it. Well, I've made a decision that I'm going to stay here tonight. It was one of the places that I actually picked when I was researching, because I thought, why not go and explore my own backyard? And this was a place that I had never even heard of until I actually saw it on a map and thought, what's that? And then I looked on YouTube, and a couple of people had made videos about it. And I thought, well, I'm going to go and have a look. And I'm glad I did. But of course, one of the things is making videos for YouTube is a not so good a thing these days, I think, because people need to know about them, these places, I guess, but then you get a lot of people who do not do the right thing, and they spoil it for everybody else. My whole purpose, and I don't make money off YouTube videos, is really just to keep a record of my own personal travels, and I share them with friends and family. But you know, YouTube being what it is, they're constantly on at you and whatever. But anyway, I've decided that yes, it's here. I'm getting old in the tooth now, and as years go by, I won't be camping much more. And it sounds a selfish thing, but I don't really give a shit, because people are going to ruin places irrespective of whether I put a video up on YouTube or not. And the classic example is that little fireplace over there. You know, it's a small thing, but I mean, crikey, they give you fireplaces, they provide them, and people go make their own because they want to do their own thing, and that puts the bush at risk. I mean, all of the stuff that's around here is very, very flammable, and it will go up, boom, like that. Anyway, I can't change the world much as I'd like to. If only. That's the end of the rant. I'm going to go and have a nice non-alcoholic beer. I'm not sure if this is the Aurora Borealis. Look at that sky. Sunrise over the Breakaways. Good morning. Imagine waking up to this. Huh? Have a look at that. The sun's just about ready to come up over that brow, just above that car there. It's the sun just coming through the trees. All the birds coming to life. Well, this is an amazing, really magical place, and I've decided to stay another night. I got up this morning and took some video which should precede this particular scene, but now I'm having a little walk further up the track and having a look at these colours. But the flies are really horrible. As you can see, I'm wearing a fly net, but have a look at those colours behind me. Look at those, beautiful. Little hollow up there. These delicate little plants just clinging to the surface. And then you have these little insect holes. Remarkable. Another vehicle has just pulled up at the entrance, I noticed. So maybe there'll be other visitors. There was one person last night and they've left now. Oh, look at these, just behind me here. Look at those colours. You wouldn't think that a bunch of rocks could be so interesting, would you? But they are. Some people might think it's just a gigantic quarry, but it's not. This is nature at its best. Look at those magnificent colours. And there's a little woodland section as well. We'll have a wander through there. The birds have all gone silent again. They were here first thing in the morning, feeding. Here's these little woodland areas. This place goes on forever. Be easy to get lost. Help, lost in the bush. Lucky I have my PLB with me. Here's a memorial to Jimmy. Rest in peace, old mate. 2006 to 2022. Jimmy, you didn't last very long, I'm sorry. There is group camping areas apparently when I read the plaques yesterday. And this could be part of that area for large groups. Certainly get a few large groups in here. Amazing. This could be one of the very few last remaining virtually unspoilt camping areas in the whole of WA, and I'm a bit reluctant to actually put it up on YouTube because I know what happens. People get to know these places and all of a sudden they become victims of, or these places become victims of over-tourism. But we can't stop progress. Over there in the very distant smack dab in the middle is where the beast is, because I can see the only toilet. Well, I've had a very pleasant second day here at the Breakaways. If only there were no flies. I had to take refuge up in the rooftop tent there to try and get away from them, but the sun is out and it's quite warm inside that tent, as you can imagine. And I left a bowl of water out after I'd had a wash, and look what happens. The flies. So, if you're actually contemplating coming here, I would suggest that you bring a gazebo with a pretty good fly net. They go away in the evening, that's good. And so last night I didn't start cooking until way after dark, and there was no flies obviously, so that's the way to do it, and I'm going to do the same thing tonight. So, but anyway, just to show you how the flies are, and I did have my net on, but they're annoying as well. So it's sort of late afternoon now, it's 3 o'clock, and it's quite pleasant. It's not too hot, it's hot in the tent, but that'll cool down. It gets very cool at night, and that's it. So I might put a little fire on a little bit later. We'll have another little video around the fire, and then tomorrow I'll pack up in the morning and continue on my journey. Bye for now. Well, as you people know, I don't normally have campfires, but because this place is so special, I made what's the word? I can't remember the word. Preparations. And I bought my own firewood from Albany, and I've just set the fire going. These trees, these ribbon gums, they have that volatile bark which goes up. It's almost like they're impregnated with kerosene. And I thought I'd have a nice little fire now. It's just going, the sun's just going down. The flies, thankfully, have disappeared, and I'm going to wait until the sun actually goes down completely, and then I'm going to cook dinner, and then I'm going to have a well-earned rest in bed. So I've had a lazy day, but how good is this? This is my sort of camping. There are virtually no people around, although there was a vehicle turned up earlier, and it must have disappeared off into the woodlands where I explored this morning. And I've basically got the place to myself. Now, I shouldn't really tell you about this, because then everybody will want to come and experience this. But the place is so beautiful. How can I stop you from coming? I can't. But it's so magnificent. I've had a great day, and it's topped it all off. So tomorrow I'll pack up my things and I'll continue on this journey and go to either Coolgardie or Kalgoorlie. And I've just made a little list of groceries that I might need, and I will then pick them up and shoot off and spend another few days up in places where I've been before. Anyway, with that, I've got a little drink. Cheers. I just realised on that last little piece of video that you didn't actually get to see the fire. Well, here it is. Have a look at that. And over there is the ribbon gum bark which accompanies my Albany firewood that I brought, and it helps to keep it going. Ask yourself, folks, where would you rather be? I know where I would, and I'm here. Before I close up for the day, I should make a mention to a shout out to Merv French, one of my subscribers. Merv, I know you invited me out to do the Tanami track in August, and as I explained to you earlier, Ryan, Kay's son, and I are off to Vietnam in that time. I would really have loved to go to that on that trip with you, and I really appreciate the offer, and I hope there might be some down the track. But once again, thank you so much for the invitation. As I say, Ryan and I are off to Vietnam. We're going to have a ball, I hope. Well, we will. We know that. And this is what it's all about. I know you guys will enjoy yourselves, and I'll be thinking of you, let me tell you. I will certainly be thinking of you guys out there doing those tracks that I'd really love to do. Who knows? Let's think about that. I don't know how long my battery's going to last, but after that last scene, I'm going to cook some dinner because all the flies have gone, but now we've got the moths. But I'll crank up these ones. This is just, I've got some sausages that I had yesterday, and I better eat them. So they will go on, and it's just a very basic dinner tonight. None of your gourmet stuff like I see on YouTube. This is sausages and an egg and a bit of bread, because that's what I've got left. So I'm heating up my pans. Hey, I have a little splash of oil somewhere in here. Well, I did yesterday. I've still got it. There it is. All in hygienic, let's say, containers. A little bit of oil in that one. Ooh, that's a lot. HP sauce container, terrific for keeping oil in. We'll shoot this one up. Oh yeah, that's a bit too hot. These were wrapped in Glad wrap. I don't know where the Glad wrap went. I probably took it off. Throw them in. Beautiful. There's the Glad wrap there. Goes into my rubbish bin here, because we always take our rubbish out with us if there are no bins. That pan is going way too hot, so I'll turn him off for a minute, because that's for the egg and a little bit of fried bread. Now the sausages are swirling away. Yay! I do have onions in my fridge, which were chopped up before I left and put into those, I can't remember the name of the bloody bags, but you know what I mean. But I'm not going to use them, because I'm saving them for my spaghetti bolognese, which I plan to do in a couple of days' time. So this is using up the sausages that were already in the fridge, and I had a bit of a problem today because I've been here for 2 days and I noticed my secondary battery is starting to play up a little bit. It's only 2 years old, so I figure I've turned my fridge off. Tomorrow when I get going, I'll crank it down to minus something and use the generator or the alternator on the car to crank up some voltage into the battery and also keep the thing going. I'm trying to adjust my, here we go. And when I get to Norseman, I'll fuel up and I'll just continue on back up towards Kalgoorlie or Coolgardie. I haven't decided which. And then I will proceed on to Lake Rowles Lagoon, whatever, and I will readjust things. I'll do a little bit of shopping, and I'm waffling on, aren't I? I really am. Anyway, it's probably because I've had my campfire. I've had probably 1 or 2 little drinks too many. Well, whoa, I may be waffling away, but I've had a great day here. This is just such a magical place, and it's very hard to actually believe that I didn't know it existed until a few days ago. Anyway, that being said, I'm now going to have my dinner. Great day. Tomorrow I'm going to pack up camp here and I'm going to go towards Norseman. There's another place I want to check out. But I'm running short of a couple of things, and one of them is my battery in the car, the secondary battery, has been running this fridge for a couple of days, and I need to get moving because I do not have any more solar panels. I sold them all thinking I didn't really need them, but when you do come to a place where you really like it and you want to stay, they're a great bet. But the ones I had were too big, too bulky, so I sold them. But I might look into some of these fold out flexible battery panels for charging my secondary battery as an auxiliary. So anyway, I'm going to have dinner. Tomorrow we'll start the journey anew. This is actually for the ladies. Now, if you think camping is a piece of, or a walk in the park, let's say, it's not. There is my dish bowl. I am washing my dishes in that amount of water, and just to demonstrate, I'll bring this back here and we'll keep it going, because I have 2 fry pans and a plate, and I'm only one person. So I've done my cutlery. This water is quite hot, and I'm now doing my dishes in there, and I put it onto, that's nice and clean. Put that on there because I have to dry them. I have a fry pan because I had a fried meal using up my old sausages that I need to use up, and so we'll do that in that. It's not even in the old terms an inch of water. I'd say it's about half an inch. It's about 14 millimeters. And then I have this little baby, which is a stainless steel one, and that's not going to come off, so I'm going to have to use either a metal scourer. I'll try one of my green scourers first. Right, oh yeah, right. Coming off a little bit with the green scourer, but that's an awful lot of work. Let's try the metal one. And oh yeah, oh baby, the metal scourers work. Now I hope this is coming out, because people seem to think, when I get onto YouTube and look at a lot of other people's videos, they think they're gourmet cooks and they're going to create these magical meals out of nothing in the middle of the outback. Well, that's bullshit. You have the basic food, and then you have to clean up. And it ain't easy, let me tell you. Now, the reason I say all that is a simple fact that if you're going to travel out here in the outback, every litre of water that you carry is a kilogram, right? Now, I'm a solo traveller. This car that I use is absolutely loaded up, but it suits my purpose, and I carry 20 litres of water, right? I do carry extra fuel because I go to remote places, and the fact is, every kilo of liquid, every litre of liquid that you have to take on your journey means a kilogram of weight that your car is travelling. Now, people run around this country with these, as John Cadogan on YouTube says, effluent boxes on wheels, and I agree with him. We here, the way that I travel, and I've tried all of the different methods, this is the one that suits me. So bear in mind, if you think you're going to do the big lap in this country and you're going to bang the kids on and put your motorbike and your bloody well dinghy on the top, it ain't gonna work for you. You won't be able to afford it. Look at some of the people who've actually tried this, and they'll give you the estimated cost. Now, to me, the life of me, I can't understand how they can manage that. What are they doing? Do they think they're making a shitload of money off YouTube? I don't make a cent off YouTube. I put this out there as a public servant. I'm just saying, hey, you can do it, but don't have these real rose-coloured glasses about, oh, we'll do the big lap and we'll do all this and we'll make a fortune. You ain't gonna do it, right? That's the reality of it all. So, I may be ranting. You may not want to watch this. I don't give a shit anyway. Turn it off if you don't. If you find this offensive, turn the bloody thing off. I'm not forcing you to watch this. I'm just giving you a dose of reality. This is what I woke up to this morning. It is foggy. And it's cool. Very cool.